Nothing is more exciting than betting on touchdowns. And in this video, I'm going to pick my favorite player to score a touchdown in every game. And then there's another 20 plus long shots. And somehow we keep hitting on these. Banging out plus 500s, plus 700s. There's no time to waste. Let's go. Today, you're going to see me use Novig Sportsbook as well as Underdog. I found 6 touchdown plays over here. You can see a few of them. I'll show you the rest soon. And down here in the corner, pinkies up, my friends. This is where I sip my espresso. Oh, gotta do better intros. First up, we've got a game in London. The Broncos are 4-1. The Jets need a win. Not only are they winless, but they've given up the second most points per game in the NFL. Broncos got some players that look nice this week, including J.K. Dobbins at minus 118 on Novig. That makes no sense to me. Leads the team in red zone opportunities, has scored in 4 games so far. Of course, we could go with Courtland Sutton. He scored in 3 games last season, closed out scoring in about 50% of the games with Bo Nix as well. But I think there's better long shot plays. Now, Garrett Wilson at plus 180 might have a tough time. Yes, he has scored in 4 games this year. He even had a touchdown called back in week 1. It was a ticky-tack offensive pass interference, was not a penalty. NFL's too soft, but I digress. If Patrick Surtain is all over him all game, good luck to him. Justin Fields, now's the time to go back to the well. Plus 245. This was inching up to the plus 160, plus 170 range. Did not score last week, and now we get another gift. He opened the season at plus 223. He already has 3 rushing touchdowns, and he leads the team in red zone carries. Yeah, I'll take Justin Fields for a tutty at plus 245. And real quick, Sunday morning at 9 a.m., I'm actually going to be building out parlays. That's right, just degenerate parlays at 9 a.m. Eastern Sunday morning right here on YouTube for this game, this Denver and Jets game. I actually think it's a great game for parlays. It's a fantasy funnel. You ever heard that term? Basically, there's a handful of players on both teams that do everything for the team. Those tertiary players are mostly irrelevant. Those are the games that are the best for parlays. So come back 9 a.m. Eastern Sunday morning. We'll build parlays for 30 minutes before the London game begins, and then we'll spend another hour or so talking about the other 13 games on the slate. Let's get back to work. Arizona and Indianapolis. 2-3 versus 4-1. Teams going in the opposite directions. Of course, Jonathan Taylor's a fine option here, but listen, he's a minus 230. Ugh. If you watched last week's show, I actually called a Jonathan Taylor rushing touchdown ladder, and he finished with 3. A complete ladder was successfully picked. Do we run it back this week? I think you could. And Novig left him there at 1.5 if you'd like to start at 2+. Alternatively, Michael Pittman Jr. at plus 172 is delicious. That's probably the wrong term. Who let me have this mic? Anyway, my man has scored in 4 games. We saw the Cardinals melt down in the 4th quarter against the Titans. Now they have to travel into Indianapolis to face the current AFC top of the standings Colts team. Good luck to the Cardinals. They're underdogs by more than a touchdown for a reason. This offense is going to struggle, I think. Without James Conner, you saw Kyler Murray run one in last week. Kind of nuts that he's down here for a plus 413. Oddly enough, both Imari DiMercado and Adonai Mitchell down here at plus 418 and plus 45, both with their own gaffes, fumbling the football, celebrating on the half-yard line, and literally just dropping the ball. That's insane. Both of them down there at these odds is wild. The only other player I'd probably look at would be Marvin Harrison Jr. I still think he's a top 10 wide receiver talent in the NFL, plus 192. Listen, some games we're going to spend a lot of time on. Others, we're going to kind of breeze through them. And I breezed through this and the other day, Friday's 1-player prop pick per game. Basically, same exact layout and structure as this video. So if you're liking this one, go watch it. You'll love it. At the end of the video, it's going to be one of those player cards you can click. You can use the chapters down below, get the best touchdowns quickly, and then go watch that video if you want. But I digress. Drake May has 2 rushing touchdowns this year, actually has 5 red zone carries, plus 237. Don't mind that at all. And then Hunter Henry, I don't understand the odds for this one. There he is, Drake May down there, plus 237. And there's the other one, Hunter Henry, plus 180. He has 3 touchdowns on the season. He had red zone targets in the other games he did not score in. So he still had the opportunity. And if you watched last week, he got tackled at the 1-yard line on like a 15-yard catch, 1 yard away from scoring again. We're getting a plus 180. It's not like they trust Travion Henderson or Ramondre Stevenson right now. Goodness gracious. These guys can't hold on to the football. I don't mind Hunter Henry at plus 180. All right, next up, Rams and Baltimore. 4 touchdowns to talk about in this game. Just do me a major, huge favor before we continue. like the video. Scroll down on your cell phone, on your mobile device, and boop, just boop the boop, just boop it. Just, I like it. Like the video. Oh, and if you have that hype button, yeah, it says hype. You get like 700 points a day. Could you hype this video? When YouTube sees that, they're like, ooh, people like this. I don't know how important it is. It's a brand new feature, but let's try it out. Hype the video and let's see where it goes. Now keep making picks for you in the meantime. Anytime touchdowns. Hard not to love Kyren Williams, of course. My man now has 36 touchdowns in 34 games as a starter for the Rams. It's just nuts. But, you know, you're paying a premium, minus 165. Puka has scored 3 times this year. I don't know if I like the price tag for this. I definitely do not like the price tag for this. The offense is stalled. But if they get going, we'll look back and say, wow, we used to pay minus 200s for Derrick Henry. Devontae Adams plus 125 is interesting. I think he could get back in the end zone this week because everybody else is talking about Puka Nacua. You know how it goes. Public money, fade it. Zay Flowers plus 239 is an interesting play. Cooper Rush is a very low-end NFL starter talent, but he is better than what we've seen so far. Plus 239 for a guy that can score in anywhere on the field. I don't mind it at all. Blake Corum fumbling inside the red zone. Do they try to give him his confidence back at plus 333? I don't know. That's a tough shot for me. Kyren just getting every red zone opportunity. Mark Andrews actually moves the needle a little bit. Plus 400 is wild. Might be the second best red zone option. The other one, you have to pay a minus 118 for Derrick Henry, and the defense is staring at him. This is a sneaky play. Let's talk about Cleveland and Pittsburgh, and let me just tell you, Sunday morning, the live show for Denver and the Jets, Jets, Jets. Yeah, well, last Sunday, to start off the show, I actually called out David Njoku, and we used our FanDuel touchdown boost from a 580 to a plus 780, and what do you know? Mwah! Big boy scored in the red zone. Going right back to the well here, my friends. Jerry Jeudy here is interesting. So is Jonnu Smith, but I'm passing them all up for boom, plus 459 for David Njoku. Give it to me, man. He just lined our pockets last week. Of course, I'm going to pay credence to this play, and I'm going to run it back. Plus 459, my favorite long odds play in this game. Now, there's some interesting targets here, but DK Metcalf has now scored in 3 straight games with Aaron Rodgers. He's had a red zone target in 3 straight games with Aaron Rodgers. And we're starting to see the big boy red zone chemistry that we used to see with Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. And maybe we're getting that right now out there in Pittsburgh. They are at home in this divisional game. Anything can happen in those divisional games. Dillon Gabriel, prolific college passer against future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers. Who knows what can happen in this one? But regardless, I'm loving these longer odd plays. Plus 178 for Metcalf is very nice. And the plus 459 for Njoku, great. It's a chef's kiss. Quinshon Judkins keeps scoring touchdowns. I thought this would be like there's going to be people out there that look at, Derrick Henry minus 118, Kyren Williams minus 165. And yeah, do they have a higher probability of scoring? Probably, but boy, you're starting to pay a premium. And I would say that their upside is actually quite close to Quinshon Judkins, who's getting a ton of red zone carries and keeps scoring the football. And boy, does he look great, justifying the draft pick. Yeah, plus odds. Yeah, I think he's my favorite play of the game. But again, I do a favorite, and then I do long odds. Metcalf and Njoku are the long odds. Quinshon's the fave. Now, a few of these names are over here on Underdog. J.K. Dobbins is there for a rushing and receiving, which is great. Kyren Williams, if you ran him out there, you can't do it anytime. A rush receiving, you got to choose just the rush touchdowns. And then there's Quinshon Judkins. He's there as well. Same thing. There's no anytime. You've got to go with rushing touchdowns. There's 3 more players on Underdog specifically. You'll see them as I go through the rest of the show. And if you want to use Underdog or if you want to use Novig, just use code DONUTS, DONUTS, and you'll get the industry best hookup for either product. Code DONUTS. Give it a try. Back to the picks. Let's go. Seattle and the Seattle Seahawks. Let me talk about this one really quick. So we got the Seahawks coming off the back of a 38-35 barn burner, and they lost the game. Tampa squeaks out another victory. Baker Mayfield, MVP-worthy season so far. Maybe even the front runner, to be honest. So Seattle lost that tough game. Not an easy one to lose at home like that. And now they have to travel across the country into Jacksonville against a team that just won probably a career-defining game for Trevor Lawrence on Monday Night Football against the vaunted Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, This smells like a letdown game, a trap game. Trap game 101 here. Team coming off the loss into your house after you're coming off a major emotional win. Those teams sometimes get caught sleepwalking, a little celebration that Monday night. Now they're shorter week because, they played Monday night. They're traveling back home and all that nonsense. Well, I guess the travel's not a part of it. They were home. But still, it's a lot. Emotionally, it's a lot. Playing on Monday night in a very tough game and then playing another very good team on Sunday, you lose that 1 day of rest. It all starts to add up. I think Seattle wins this one outright on the road as plus odd favorites. Called that in my Wednesday one pick for every game video. If you're interested in game betting talk, sides, totals, money lines, go watch this video on my feed. I will also link it at the end of the video today in the little video card section. So at the end of the video, you'll see in the card section, like a little subscribe button for me. You'll see 2 video links that you can click and watch the 1 player prop per game, 1 pick per game. Both those videos are pretty solid. And I digress. Back to the tutties we go. My favorite in this game is not a minus 120. It's a Zach Charbonnet plus 142. Actually, only 2 red zone carries behind Kenneth Walker total on the season. And guess what? He missed a game and a half. In the games they've played together, Zach Charbonnet actually has more red zone carries. Last week on this video, I said he's the red zone guy, and they had him at a plus 230. This week, they have him at plus 142, and I still don't think it's low enough, short enough, however you'd like to say it and however your ears hear it. I thought this would be like a minus 110 by now, and it's not. It's a plus 142. That's my favorite in this game. Now, I'm skipping this entire section because there's 2 players that are not getting respect on the odds here. And it's A.J. Barner at plus 302, who continues to score touchdowns. I don't understand it. Great looking young tight end right now at the position and keeps scoring red zone touchdowns. And if anybody vultures Charbonnet or Kenneth Walker, it's probably going to be A.J. Barner. And then the other player is going to be all the way down here. It's Torrey Horton plus 468. These are such long odds for guys that have 3 touchdowns each on the season. We ain't talking about a plus 300 for 1 touchdown type player. No. These guys have significant success so far through the early season and clearly have some type of red zone role for their team. I don't get it, but I'm happy we have it. Moving on, we got the Chargers and the Dolphins. This one could be gross. There are a couple players worth looking at today. I'd say Achane, one of my favorites on the entire slate at minus 107. I thought he'd be a minus 130 by now. Makes no sense. He has scored in 13 of 16 games with Tua under center. 13 of 16. Now, I brought this up in the Friday 1 player prop pick per game video, and Achane was in that video because I talked about how he keeps scoring receiving touchdowns. In fact, in those 13 games, 7 of them, he has a receiving touchdown. This year, in his 4 games with touchdowns, 3 of them have been receiving. Yes, it can continue. Tua and the Dolphins design plays and give him opportunities in open space inside the 20. And he's such a playmaker. He keeps scoring. You put Devon Achane on the Detroit Lions offense, switch him with Jahmyr Gibbs, and you're seeing Achane do Jahmyr Gibbs type things. Maybe not to the level. Sonic out there is unbelievable. We're going to talk about him for Sunday Night Football, so stay tuned for that as well. But I love Achane this week. I think he scores again with 2 under center, making that 14 games that he scored out of 17. And I'm happy to take that at a minus 107. I think those are great odds. Now, you can't make this make sense for me. A plus 269 for Darren Waller, who has 3 touchdowns so far in 2 games for the Dolphins, looks rejuvenated, reminding people that at one point, literally just 3 seasons ago, was a top 3 tight end in the NFL. And yes, he's aged a bit. He took a year away from football as he retired before his 2nd year, I think, with the Giants. And now he's back in the NFL, and he looks hungry and motivated. And he's showing people, hey, I still got some gas left in the tank. And you're giving me probably the 2nd highest touchdown equity in the game for a plus 269. Yeah, I'll take that. A little sprinkle on that for me. On the other side, Kamani Vidal is going to get the red zone carries for the Chargers. He's had some opportunities in the past. He's never looked the part. But hey, starting running back for a plus 228. There you go. That's on the list. I can't do it, though. Jalen has scored in 3 games this season. I think he gets schemed out this week. That's also why I like Achane and Waller a little bit more. Then you've got this trio of wide receivers. Good luck finding which ones to go with. I'll share my faves. Quentin Johnson can score from anywhere on the field, so I think he belongs there. Keenan Allen leads the team in red zone targets from the wide receiver position, so I would put him on my short list as well. Ladd McConkey, the odd man out for me. We have 7 games left to discuss. That's 7 favorites to pick and about 15 longer odd plays. If you're enjoying today's video, if you like the pace of the video, like the video, hype the video on mobile. Hit that hype button. And of course, subscribe to the channel. The same exact video structure as this one. You can watch the player prop and the game pick video. Same structure, same format. I think you'll like it. Go give those a watch after this video is over. And then Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, live show right here on YouTube. That one's for the degens, my friends. Speaking of degenerates, only degens will bet on this one. Titans and Raiders. 1-4 versus 1-4. There's one player that actually moves the needle a little bit this week. It's Ashton Jeanty. Titans giving up 1 billion. That's the actual stat. Touchdowns to opposing running backs. But you're paying a premium, minus 147, but I still don't mind it. But again, I've talked about like Devine Achane and Zach Charbonnet and some of these other players. You get such better odds for essentially the same type of situation, either a good matchup or a great role. I'm literally passing every single player here and going down to Cam Ward, who had 3 red zone carries last game. He has 6 on the season and no rushing touchdowns, but he does tuck it and run it because there's nobody getting open inside the 10. Cam Ward 6'5", 8 is very interesting to me. Just want to put that out there. This is a very long odds play, low implied probability of success. And those are the types of plays I'm trying to find for you in this video. That's why we keep banging these out. You don't need a video giving you 5 picks and telling you Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, and the likes at all minus 200s. That's not analysis. Next one's a little bit more fun. We got the 49ers and Tampa. Should be a barn burner. 4-1 versus 4-1. Mac Jones continues to look like a starting NFL quarterback. Shanahan does wonders to the quarterback career, my friends, making Brock Purdy look like maybe he's a system guy. My goodness. So what do we do here? CMC, again, we just talked about it. It's like, yeah, Jonty, minus 147, CMC, minus 165, Kyron Williams, minus 165. These guys are all fine. They're good. They're my favorites in some of these games too. But am I actually going to bet on them? Like, no, not at these prices. Not as a straight pick, at least. It's a volatile market. You make your money in betting touchdowns when you focus on some of these lower implied probability plays because it's the NFL. It's volatile. It's chaotic. Those are the guys that score. Now, Igbuka down here at plus 105, I thought would be a minus 122. Rachaad White had 4 red zone carries this past week, scored 2 touchdowns in his first game without Bucky Irving. Looks like he's going to have another start here without Bucky. I will say this. We've had, 2 seasons of Rachaad White as a starting running back, or at least a larger part of a committee at times with Tampa. And he was never a big red zone guy, did not have a lot of touchdown equity. I think you're paying a premium here for last week's results, which are not indicative of future production. So I don't know. With me and for me, I guess I'm being careful there. I'd rather grab the plus odds guy here in a better matchup at plus 105. And all the way down here, man, give this kid some respect. 2022 undrafted free agent with the Bears, has not done much throughout his career. And now he is getting red zone options, catches, and touchdowns. I don't mind that at plus 260. I'm going to be honest. This game probably going to be a very fun one to watch. It probably be, down to the wire. It could be high scoring. I think it's kind of hard to figure out who's going to score those touchdowns, though. It's CMC, it's Igbuka. Those guys are getting all the red zone opportunities. And then it's just kind of dart throws after that. So I'm going to be leaning on those couple players I mentioned. And, I think there's better games to bet on touchdown-wise, as shocking as that is. Bengals and Packers. We're going to get Flacco out there, the elite Joe Flacco. 2-3 record for the Bengals, trying to hang on to their season, doing anything they can, including saying, "You're done, Jake Browning. It's your turn, Joe Flacco." Traveling into Green Bay to face the Packers. They're 2-1-1. Last game we saw, that epic tie, what was it, 40-40? I can't even remember the score. Something outrageous when they tied the Cowboys. Boy, would we be lucky to get another 80-point game. Josh Jacobs, yeah, good pick. Donuts minus 240. I know. He is the favorite to score for a reason. I think he scores for a reason. Fine, put him in there, but you got to parlay him with something. Now let's find the players that actually butter your bread. Here's one of them, Tucker Kraft. Showed some red zone equity last season. He showed it again this season. If anybody ruins the day of Josh Jacobs, it's going to be another big body around the red zone. I don't think he gets vultured by a backup running back. My guy is running like 80% of snaps. Tucker Kraft, plus 179, could vulture and really make some Josh Jacobs touchdown picks kind of sad, this one, because he can rack up 2 touchdowns in a game. We've seen him do that before. It's so hard to figure out who you think is going to score on the Packers side. It does not matter if it's Reed, Doubs, Watson, Wicks. Doesn't matter who's out or who's in. Looks like Watson potentially returning this week. That makes it even tougher. I don't want to mess with them. It's Jacobs. It's Kraft. Then on the other side, yeah, I think that you're going to see Joe Flacco come in and just pepper Jamar Chase. Very similar to Jake Browning, but maybe more effective. I don't mind that. And if he does come inject a shot into the lifeblood of this offense, then T. Higgins plus 246, also interesting as well. When you get these alphas, the 1A, the 1B, the best wide receiver tandem in the NFL, don't get it twisted. They are. You're just not seeing it this year. And you're giving me those odds, plus 189, plus 256. It's just crazy. They just got a quarterback upgrade, regardless of whether he knows the playbook. You can just chuck it up to him. All right, 3 primetime games. Let's talk about them. Detroit and KC being the first and maybe the best of the weekend. We got a major 52.5-point total. Touchdowns will be scored in this game. Chiefs 2-3, backs against the wall. Mahomes against the wall. You want to mess with a wounded dog? No, wounded animals, you don't. You've been taught by your parents that you don't go near them. The Chiefs are a wounded animal. Good luck to the Lions. I think the Lions do win this one, but not a game I want to bet on. I'll tell you that. That being said, I already bet on it, so I'm a degenerate. Jahmyr Gibbs, minus 145, highest touchdown equity in this game. It ain't David Montgomery. They force-fed him the football last week, fit that sister and family narrative. He had 7 red zone carries, most he's had in 2 years alongside Gibbs. He also threw a touchdown. I'm telling you, they made sure it was his day. This week, in an important game, you're going to see the snap rate pendulum swing right back to Jahmyr Gibbs, where he was at 67, 70% of the snaps to finish out last season in the playoffs and to start this year. The only time we've seen that snap rate not be 60, 70% for Gibbs have been blowouts or narrative games like that. Otherwise, Jahmyr Gibbs has taken over this backfield during the important games, important times when the games are close. This week, it's him, 65, 70% snap rate. I truly believe it. Now, there's actually quite a few players in here that have touchdown equity, which makes it hard. That being said, we might get a fair amount of touchdowns. Do I want to pay a plus 118 for Amon-Ra St. Brown? Not really. How about a Monty minus 105? Same thing. Not really. Kareem Hunt plus 146 is interesting. He keeps scoring touchdowns, showed some, red zone prowess last year with the Chiefs. And throughout his career, Travis Kelce has scored twice this season now. But honestly, I'm passing this entire group. This is like betting on Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey. Like, who knows who's going to score? But at least with Quentin Johnson, Ladd McConkey, and Keenan Allen, you're getting a plus 177, plus 183, and a plus 199. Like, those odds, you're getting 30 cents on the dollar better on that trio in a better matchup against the Dolphins compared to this trio. So for me, I pass them up. Plus 210, J-Mo catches it anywhere on the field, can score. But Sammy Laporta right here, plus 234. If anybody, similar to Tucker Kraft for the Packers, is going to ruin Tyler Warren for the Colts, is going to ruin those red zone running backs that have really short odds, minus 145, minus 165 for Kyren Williams. If people are going to ruin those, it's going to be big bodies like this or guys like Davante Adams with red zone, history. Sammy Laporta has both. He's done well in the red zone. Rookie year, I believe, scored 10 touchdowns off the top of my head. He's had red zone targets this year, plus 234. I'll take it. And then, I'm passing the Pacheco. I'm passing Brown. I don't want Juju Smith-Schuster. We've already cashed in on 3 Patrick Mahomes rushing touchdowns this year. And I think we get a 4th in this one. No one can get open inside the red zone. So he just keeps tucking it and running it. Plus 276. You don't have to twist my arm too hard to get me to bet on that. Tyquan Thornton at plus 300 is also interesting. Yes, snap rate went down to 34% in week 4 when we saw Xavier Worthy return, but it went up in week 5, up to 45%. He's just a critical part of this game, and they've got a talent there in the 5th rounder. He had 3 catches, 90 yards. They threw balls downfield, threw it to him once in the red zone as well. I'll take him for a plus 302. And if this is a shootout, it makes sense, right? Like they're going to have 3-4 wide receivers rotating throughout the game, and he's going to get his opportunity. So I like it. All right, we've got a doubleheader on Monday night, and I should also mention this. Not only do I have a Sunday morning 9 a.m. live show for Denver and the Jets and then the rest of the games, but Monday morning, 9 a.m., I do go live on Monday mornings as well, Thursdays too, at 9 a.m. Eastern. And this upcoming Monday, my live show will be for an NFL doubleheader. That's going to be great. We can build out parlays for both games individually and together. It's going to be a fun time. So I'll breeze through these two with you knowing that I'll be back Monday to really deep dive into this game and go full DGen style. And when I say breeze through, I'm telling you the truth. Here's Bills in Atlanta. We got Bears and Commanders. You want to give me a favorite for the Bills game? I'll say it's James Cook. He let the entire industry down. Everybody under the sun was betting on James Cook at home. Everyone had talked about the narrative. When the Bills win, James Cook scores in 14 of 17 games, and then the Bills lost. So, of course, they didn't score. If you think the Bills win this game, which I do, statement game going into Atlanta on Monday Night Football. They lost the game at home on Sunday Night Football that they should have won under the lights against the Patriots, divisional opponent. Now they do the exact opposite. Now they're traveling away in someone else's home, coming off a loss. Yeah, I think they win. And if they do, I think James Cook scores for the 15th game and 18 wins over the last 2 years for the Bills. You're paying a minus 150. You could parlay those together, though. Bills money line, James Cook to score. Or, hey, tease the spread, go Bills plus 3.5, lose a close one, Cook scores still. If you don't think James Cook scores and you're like, no, donuts, this is an MVP game. JA17. I don't blame you. Minus 104 for a Josh Allen touchdown. MVP's got to tune it up a little bit. Turned the ball over 4 times total in the last 2 games. 3 times last game, 2 picks and a fumble. And the game prior, he had an interception thrown as well. For a guy that protected the ball just as good, if not better, than everybody else in the NFL for the past 20 games, he's looked pedestrian twice in a row. I think he turns up in this one. Now, if James Cook does not score, it's because Dalton Kincaid at plus 228 did score. On the other sideline, Bijan Robinson minus 170. You're paying a premium for him. You know who's actually interesting? His backup, Tyler Algier. Man, I always screw that name. Algier. I think it's Algier. But plus 199. He has 2 fewer red zone carries this season. He gets in there even in close games. He's just a big guy, and he's shown the ability to score, and they keep giving him the football. Almost plus 200 odds. I don't mind it. Then on Monday Night Football, listen, I just talked about underdog earlier. Again, James Cook is there, and then Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, a.k.a. Bill. The last 2 games, no other running back has more than 2 carries other than Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and those are both the games without Austin Eckler. It's his backfield. I think this kid's talented. It's a Monday Night Football game, under the lights at home, double header, huge moment for the young team. You got to like him, minus 131 on Novig, and you can get him here on Underdog. That's 6 picks that were actually on Underdog, which is pretty fun. You can run out a flex 6 over there with code Donuts, and then you can play him here on Novig with code Donuts. Let's keep it simple, my friends. Now, there are 3 players that actually interest me at longer odds, maybe not as long as the Tyquan Thorntons of the world, or Patrick Mahomes, Cam Ward plus 658, I think I said, David Njoku plus 459. I mean, we've hit on some very long odd plays. There are 3 in this game that are really interesting. First, Deebo Samuel continues to score in the red zone. I got called out after that first week. I said, y'all, Deebo's got burst. He's back, man. He's back. And people are like, you're a dummy. That was game 1. He is cooked. Well, my guy has now scored in 4 or 5 games. Doesn't matter who's been at quarterback either. Jaden Daniels healthy, looked fine. They won 27-10 on the road against the Chargers. Now they're at home against the Bears. Give me Deebo to score again. Plus 124. On the other side, Odunze at plus 146 has a touchdown in every game. How's he at plus 146? Same with Michael Pittman, plus 190, whatever it was. These guys are scoring at will. Egbuka, plus 105. These wide receivers, you always get decent odds for them. And some of them have better red zone equity than these running backs you're paying the same minus 140s for. I'm looking at you, Austin Jonty. Last but not least, let's go with Zach Ertz. Plus 275 for the Commanders I find to be interesting. If anybody tanks the red zone upside of Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, it's a tight end. I talked about this a few times in the video. Samuel Laporta, same thing. Tucker Kraft, another one. It's the tight ends that ruin the running back's day inside the 10, inside the 5. Jaden Daniels did have, I believe, 8 rushing touchdowns last year. If you want to sprinkle on him, go for it. Plus 135. Didn't mention it a single time. I just gave you about 30. Actually, I recorded over 40 minutes of recording time. I'm going to mention it now as I'm going to edit and publish. VIP link if you want access. That's down below. I would love to see people join up. If you think all of this information is great and it's helpful, wonderful. My goal is to inform and hopefully entertain a little bit. If you get inside the VIP, that's where you get the quality over quantity and you get my actual personal picks. Basically, whatever I've bet on, as soon as I bet it, I take a photo and I send it out to all my tails.bet/DFS and Donuts Picks members. Goes right out there to the Tails app. And then I also double post it right inside Discord. So no matter what you'd like to use, Discord or the app, you can see those plays right there on your cell phone. That link is right there, my friends. And here's a nice little recap with the fewest words possible on the season. So you can see with Donuts models, with Donuts picks. It's just under 23 units of profit on the year. Pretty simple to follow and tail to be up almost plus 23 units. The only issue is a lot of people eat at their own profit with making their own parlays and all that stuff. I might be a boring bettor, but I'm a profitable one. If you want to join up, grab that link there. Regardless, hopefully I see you back Sunday and Monday mornings, 9 a.m. I'll be here 9 a.m. Eastern before the London game, and then Monday for the doubleheader. Come back right here on YouTube, 9 a.m. Eastern. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend, my friends, and let's get paid.